What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to Football Manager 2019. This is Stoke City and we are in the Premier League. We have waited a long time to play this game, and I say I have waited a long time to play this game. So where I left you, I don't really know. I think we lost to Arsenal, beat Man City. That sounds familiar. And then I played these games without you, of course. Drew 1-1 with Derby. I obviously, when I went to record this, or when I wanted to record this, I would have remembered what happened in every game. But as it stands, I actually, apart from that Chelsea game, I don't remember a single thing about any of these. That Chelsea game, actually I'm lying, I remember these two. The Chelsea game, we were very unlucky. 90+4, Gonzalo Higuain popped up with a goal. It was past stoppage time as well. It says 90+4. It was actually like 94 minutes and 30 seconds, and the ref added on 4 minutes of time. He should have blown the whistle, and he didn't, and it cost us the 3 points in that game. This West Ham game, we went 3-0 up, I believe. Yeah, we did. And they clawed 2 back. One was right at the death, and again, another 90+4. And we were already home and dry at that point anyway. And then we go into the Liverpool game. There was no episode yesterday, of course, because, go follow me on Twitter if you want to know why. But we are back now. Don't worry, we're not stopping the series. It had nothing to do with the fact that nobody watches it. We are still in a European place in 5th. Leeds came up with us, of course. They're in 7th. And Derby, who also came up with us, are in 18th. So they're not doing very well at all. But us and Leeds are giving it a real good go. Us in particular, we've only lost 3 this season. We've only conceded 16, which is the 3rd best defensive record in the league, behind Man City, who, by the way, we've already beaten. Now, the team going into this game, I have been toying around with a few tactics here or there. And this is the other tactic that I've got going on. I'm not going to play this against Liverpool, because this tactic, and I know obviously these players won't stay in these positions. Pedro will go here, Klukas will go there. But it actually allows me to use Gibbs-White, which at the moment is just not getting any football whatsoever. I had to develop another tactic that required a attacking midfield player or shadow striker, and that took advantage of someone in the midfield that wasn't playing a Volanta. So this guy here, whoever it may be, would actually be a central midfielder. So obviously we've got the likes of Alex Hunt, who can't play Volanta, but he can play central midfield. Now this is a much more attacking option, which we will play against Newcastle in the next game. But for today, or in today's game against Liverpool, we are going to set up like this, far more defensively. I think it just makes sense to go into this game in a defensive sort of manner, because Liverpool, I believe, are 2nd in the league. Fitness-wise, we are fine. Everything's happy days there. Let's get into it. I didn't look at their form. Maybe I should have done. I don't know. I don't really care what. I mean, I don't care about the opposition other than, are they doing well this season? Because if they are, then obviously we need to try and put a more defensive team out. Their team doesn't really look anything. I mean, the team doesn't look that much different. Under from Roma, or was from Roma, I don't know who he plays for these days, over on the left as opposed to Mane. And that's literally the only change over the actual Liverpool side. No Trent, they've put Gomez in there. Lovren comes into the centre-back position. They are playing Oxlade-Chamberlain as opposed to Fabinho or Jordan Henderson or anyone else that they have, of course. But be interesting to see what subs that they command. They are 2nd in the league, 1 point behind Manchester City with the game in hand over the team behind them, which should be interesting as far as they're concerned. We don't care though. We are going into this purely looking to get a point. We are away at Anfield. You don't come here and take 3 points easily. Ball from Pedro is blocked. Klukas plays a long ball out to Bojan, who will keep it in. And he gives it to Davis. Ball into the penalty area, comes straight back out, and this is where Liverpool are going to be dangerous. The counter-attack. We have got a tactic to try and stop this, but when you're good, you're good, and there's not an awful lot we can do to stop a counter-attack from, the 2nd best team in the league at the moment. I think Manchester City are going to run away with this league. The only reason we beat them was because they were on a European hangover. I don't think there'll be too many more of them. So their bench actually doesn't look that great. Sturridge, Grujic, Shaqiri, Fabinho, Trent. They've got Jones on there as well as Mignolet. So, I mean, their bench doesn't look that strong. Ours isn't either, but that's not the point. We are doing alright so far. if we could just stop them from scoring the entire game, and then that's where we are with it, really. We've nicked the ball. Pedro bringing it forward. Pedro, by the way, hasn't scored or been convincing in any of the games since the last episode, and even then I'm not sure where I left you. We've scored with Pedro as I've criticised him. I hope that doesn't go to VAR, and it hasn't. And we are 1-0 up at Anfield, which is not something that many teams do. However, we know how good they are, and that is 1-1. I honestly thought Dejan Lovren broke the net then. They've literally scored from kickoff. Leicester somehow have gone top of the league. They've leapfrogged everybody. I didn't even know they were in the top 4. They've leapfrogged everybody. I think with that point... No, yeah, they will still be top. Well, I mean, I'm not looking to win the league. Obviously, we're not that good. Stulak in here, and he really should have done better. I don't think we're good enough to win the league. What we are good enough to do, though, apparently, is challenge for a European place. Because if we are here at Christmas, there's no reason why we can't finish here by the end of the season. We don't have European football and all the rest of the competitions to have to contend with. So as far as rotation is concerned, we shouldn't get super fatigued. So long as we can play the same football we've been playing, pick up points against the lower teams and maybe put up a good fight against those around us, we should be okay. Bauer with the ball into the box. It's cleared as far as Stulak on the edge of the area, who has scored, and we are 2-1 up now. And this is rather unprecedented. I did not expect us to be anywhere near as good as this Liverpool side. I mean, on paper we are, because that Liverpool team isn't that great. They've got a few decent players in Salah, Firmino, Van Dijk, etc. But they've got Lovren in there. They've got Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in there. They're playing Lallana in there. It's not the team that I would expect to have come up against. I mean, I'm a Liverpool fan in real life, so I can criticise those players that I've just criticised as much as I want. I'm going to keep the same tactic. It wouldn't make an awful lot of sense for me to change things. Tom Ince really doesn't want to be here, does he? Let me put Berardi on for Torre. Berardi's been moaning about the lack of first-team football lately, so let's hope that sort of... I mean, we didn't start him, so that might not help the situation. But, Ryan, we don't have the best of subs here. This tactic hasn't been ingrained in us yet. That's the problem. I'm playing a lot of people who don't really want to be playing in those positions. That doesn't really help the situation in the slightest. Oh well, we're just going to keep it like that then. Klukas comes off. I don't know if he needs to, but we do need to think about rotating. We do have a game in 4 days' time, I think. The transfer window opens as well then, so we might have to pop into it and see if we can pick up a really nice... either a Valanta type player or maybe even a CDM. And Gomez has equalised. It's been disallowed. Ben Davis' own goal. Oh no, it's not disallowed. It's an own goal. My bad. I thought it'd been disallowed. It's gone down as a Davis' own goal. Well. Let's see if we can tell them to show some passion and see if that does anything. It did absolutely nothing. One more sub left. Thinking maybe Marriott for Pedro. Pedro has scored, which is a novelty in itself. Or maybe Joe Allen actually for Garcia. There you go. Joe Allen to come on for Garcia. Joe Allen up against his former club. Shaqiri's free kick is poor, but I tell you what, I was going to say, but Robertson scores. Robertson's offside. We were lucky there because that could have been a disaster. As we wind down in this game, there is another highlight to come. We are notoriously bad toward the back end of games at conceding late goals, though, so don't hold your breath here. This has got Liverpool winner written all over it. Ball nodded down to Naby Keita, out to Under. And he plays a long, deep ball to back post. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I criticised him. Why is he on the pitch? It's not a very good player to be in this Liverpool team. And he scored and we lose 3-2. In a game that we've been in front for the majority of. So, there we go. I mean, that's just typical, really. But like I said, I expected to come here and be absolutely battered. We haven't been. We've been the better side for large periods. Not for the entire game. Obviously, otherwise we'd be winning. But... you know, it is what it is. We go to Newcastle next. They are bottom of the league. Well, toward the bottom of the league. They're 1 point or something away from the relegation zone. So that should be not an easier match. We don't even have 4 days. We have 2 days to recover. So that was 7 games unbeaten. And fortunately, Liverpool are the team to overturn us. They only just beat us. So I'm not going to read too much into that. I might as well just stick with you. What? morale in the dressing room is very low right now, and it's going to be difficult to keep. I don't know why the morale in the dressing room would be low. We've just come off the back of a 7-game unbeaten run. We are in a European place still, even having lost that game. We go to a team who are struggling for form next in Newcastle United. Why would our morale be down? We've just been promoted and we're in 5th at Christmas. I don't understand how that is a bad thing. So I would imagine we'll start getting some transfer offers in soon. The likes of Abdoulaye Touré, I think will... Ince apparently wants to stay at the club despite his abysmal morale. I would imagine the likes of Abdoulaye Touré are going to generate a lot of interest from some of the bigger teams. He's very, very young and he's valued at around 20 million right now, but he is a very good player. One of, if not our top goal scorer this season. I think actually Pedro is still our top goal scorer this season. However, those type of players are definitely going to generate interest. We've got a few others dotted around the place as well that may command a few offers, but as you can see, they are very inconsistent. It says we're inconsistent as well, but we've only got 1 defeat in our last 7 matches, so we may be inconsistent, but if it's between a win or a draw, it's not that bad. I'm going to switch into the more attacking tactic now, though. So Clucas can't play there, so we're going to have to bring on the likes of wherever he is. Oh, we do have Woodburn. I forgot about Woodburn. It's been so long since I've actually put this save on. I don't actually know what's going on. He's not... Gibbs White is not match sharp, but I am going to start bringing him back into the fold a bit. So that's where that comes from. Ince for Woodburn. I don't know why I've been playing Ince. I'm going to need to rotate big time here because look how fatigued these players are. Defense-wise, what are we saying? We're going to have to bring in the likes of Bat, who, he is not match fit at all. 54% match sharpness. That doesn't mean that he won't, that he's fatigued. It basically means that he won't be able to run the full 90, not run. It won't be able to, be up to match speed then, if you will. He's not going to be... Can Berardi play there? As well as Touré can. He's not going to be on the ball, shall we say. Woodburn is going to play instead of Bojan. I think I'm going to rotate the whole thing. We're not exactly accustomed to playing this system. The familiarity isn't up there. But actually, I might play Max Broughton instead of Bat because Broughton has been playing a decent amount of football recently. Yeah, is that better than that? Can Broughton play? Yeah, I'll keep it at that. Bauer and Stulak and Garcia theoretically should be rested. Edibo for Garcia, that could work. Maybe not quite, but I'm happy to give this a go. We've got a massive problem in midfield right now. Clucas is going to have to play instead of Stulak. Would they rather swap around? No, they would not. Edibo cannot play there at all. Well, I think that's the way that we're going to have to line up. There's not an awful lot more I can do about that. We just don't have the depth for the midfield. In terms of replacements on the bench, I'm thinking Abdoulaye Touré is actually very fit, but I'm going to have to play Berardi because he's moaning about first team football. Ryan Woods wouldn't be a bad player to bring in here, would he? Because he can play there and he can play there. Nope. Bad idea. Woods off, Etebo on. Etebo doesn't get much first team football these days, and I think that is the way that we're going to set up. Bojan would like to play that. No, we'll play Gibbs White. Subs wise, let's bring Ben Davis off the bench, and there we go. We do have a right back issue, but I don't know if I've got a replacement right back. Garcia Woods is the replacement right back. I just remembered. He's not very good at it, but at least he can sort of semi-play there. Maybe I'll bring Bauer on at half-time. I'm going to start Marriott in this game for Pedro as well because he's not match fit. This is a very much depleted Stoke City side here. Hopefully we're playing up against a depleted Newcastle side, but even that team with players playing out of position should be good enough to beat this Newcastle team who are just not doing very well in the league at the moment. But there we go. I say that, should we be beating a team like Newcastle? We are a championship team, theoretically. We've got Berardi. And Berardi, that might be it. Woodburn and Berardi are the only non-championship players in that team. Etebo has scored. It's come off the back of Dubravka. And I think, yes, and it does indeed go down as an own goal. We are 1-0 up. We are the home side. I didn't realise we were home. I thought we were away. They are very fatigued. I mean, they've gone out and they've decided to play players that are just fatigued. At least I've gone out and played a fit team. So, I mean, toward the back, we've got a goal already, but toward the back end of the game, that may serve us well. Shelvey's hit the wall. He's already been booked, which is no surprise to anyone, I wouldn't imagine. De Paul from Udinese plays it into Key, and that's off the bar, back into Aarons. I think we're going to go to VAR here. Oh, it's been disallowed. There we go. I was going to say, normally, if it's going to VAR and it's going to be given, he runs over to the touchline to look at the screen. If he just disallows it, he just doesn't look at the screen at all. It's a bit of a giveaway. Wood's out on this right-hand side, playing at right back, of course. Berardi with a great ball in, and Woodburn is there to score. Is he onside? You've got to look like 4 times here just to make sure. And yes, indeed, he is. Woodburn, in his first game in quite a while, actually has scored to make it 2-0. And I was very nervous before the game started that this team was not going to be good enough to beat this Newcastle United side. But it just goes to show how either fatigued or just how bad that Newcastle team is. They've got Longstaff, which is an interesting player. I'm a big fan of Longstaff in this game. I think he's a very, very good player. And he may actually benefit us to bring him in. I've got him in the Newport save, though, so I don't know if I want to be crossing players. Because it'll just confuse me even more. Berardi with a great challenge. It goes out for a corner. Newcastle have slipped into the relegation zone, but due to this result right now, so they need to get back into this game as soon as possible, really. Shelvey, Ritchie with the ball in. It's come all the way back out to De Paul. How has De Paul gone there? Like, no disrespect to Newcastle. I actually like Newcastle in real life. I feel really bad for them. And I used to like them a lot, growing up. I used to like watching them. I don't support them or anything, but I used to like watching them growing up. So I do have a little bit of a soft spot for Newcastle. But how have they managed to pull De Paul in, really? They've got Boufal as well. They've put Shah on the bench, and they've got Cáceres from Juve. Jesus, they've made some big signings. We're going to have to make some subs here, because Klukas is... I mean, we've got so many yellow cards. We're going to get fined for that, I would have thought. Klukas to come off here for someone. Joe Allen. Maybe I could have started Joe Allen, actually. Joe Allen's probably the best player to play there. Who else is fatigued? It's all about the fatigue here. It's not about changing the game. It's about bringing people off who can't really stay. I want to... Theoretically... hang on, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I want to bring Capuano off. And the reason I want to do that... Oh, apparently I can't play him there. I'm getting this mixed up. It's not him that plays there. It's the dude. I don't have. It's not Timon or Timon or whatever his name is. I've got a guy in my Newport save who basically plays in that position. Corrigan can play centre back apparently. There we go. Can he play ball playing instead? No, he's useless at both. He'll come on as my centre back. Whatever. We just need to protect our players that are going to be playing in future matches. The rest of these are not. These are all rotation players, so I'm happy to just carry on and hope that we can just stick this out, really. Let me just praise the team. Normally does a lot of good when you're winning the game to just shout praise from the touchline. I don't know if it would make me play any better. Newcastle highlight here. Ball to Longstaff, who's on as a sub and been booked already. Ball into the box. Broughton clears it. Broughton needs a lot more first-team football, and I have tried to loan him out, and I'll try again in January. There's Gibbs White, and he's just missed a sitter. This is one of Gibbs White's first games of the season. I think it's only his third game of the season, all of which so far have been substitute appearances. So this is his first start. Woodburn has just smashed that wide. And our final action of this game is probably going to be to take Etebo off, get Alex Hunt on there to start. He probably should have started, to be fair, because he's very well suited to the position. And it would have helped us a lot. But this is the tactic that we're going to be using against teams who are below us in the league. I know the likes of Arsenal and Man United are currently, technically speaking, below us in the league. But they're going to warrant defensive formations. Woodburn has done exceptionally well, and that's a goal for Marriott, only his second of the season. Woodburn has played very, very well indeed. big fan of Woodburn. I've actually inquired to see how much Liverpool would want for me to bring him in permanently, and I nearly choked on my coffee when I read how much they wanted. I think it was somewhere in the region of about 112 million. I don't think we're going to be making that purchase anytime soon, but we have run out 3-0 winners against a very sorry-looking Newcastle United. They didn't really do or pose any much of a threat to us at all. And we played our second string, essentially. Apart from Berardi and Woodburn, as I say, it was very much a second-class team. But, yeah, we've been fine. I knew that was coming. 6 yellow cards, and we've been fined 25,000. I kind of saw that from a mile away. Let's praise Woodburn's performance in that game, because it was very, very good. Without him playing as well as he did, we may not have come out of that with a victory. We played Burnley again in just a couple of days. It's not long at all. Let's go into the schedule here very quickly and have a look. Actually, let's go into the league table first and just see where we're going to finish this episode. So we are still in 5th. We are 3 points now clear of Leeds United. It's mad how Leeds United have come up with us, and all of a sudden both of us are going for European places. I mean, it may very well change, but have they really bought anyone? Is Roberts a new player? Tyler Roberts? Maybe not. No, I don't think he... No, he's not. They bought him for 2.5 million from West Brom 2 seasons ago. I don't see anyone there that's a new signing. Maybe I'm being blind, but I don't see anyone. Oh, De Alessandro from... Is it from Udinese? Yeah. No, he's on loan at Udinese, so he actually plays for Atalanta. They bought him, or they got him on a free, and they've not played him at all, not one game. I feel like he'd be good enough to come into our team, and yet they've not even played him. So that just kind of goes to show you how good Leeds are doing, or how well Leeds are doing, I should say. Let me know, Leeds fans. I know there are a couple of you who watch this save. Are there any new players there? Because I don't know the Leeds team well enough to be able to just tell off the bat. But is it that guy? Yeah, he's from Bursaspor, or from Newcastle originally, apparently. He's on loan at Bursaspor, or was last season. He's got 7 goals and 2 assists in 20 games for Newcastle so far. Very good player indeed. But what only is a 66 though. He's actually 3rd best cam behind Etebo and Garcia apparently. So, yeah. Anyway, it's nice to see what other teams are up to. Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United all below us. And Brighton having an absolutely torrid time there at the bottom of the league. Now, in terms of scheduling, January is going to be an interesting one because I've got money. We've got 61 million to spend and and a wage bill with around 130,000 free on it, really. So we could go out and buy one big signing. Don't really know what we need though, because we're going to implement 2 systems. I kind of feel like a Volanta, because that features in both systems, is key. So I think I'm going to maybe go out and buy a big player that can play in that position. I wouldn't mind coming back for the Man United game, but that's only midway through January. In fact, it's only 12, 13 days time. It's not really that long at all. So we may end up coming back for the Southampton game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, maybe Southampton, Fulham, maybe ease us back in and we can round up the window. Maybe we do deadline day if there's any business to be done. We'll see. But I think I'm going to come back for Southampton, Fulham, and it would make sense then to come back for Leeds. Yeah, we'll come back. Yeah, that'll make sense. Come back for Southampton, Fulham. We'll come back for Leeds, Arsenal. We'll skip Man City because we've already played them once this season. That won't be a European hangover as well, so they'll basically just destroy us. And then we will come back for Brighton and Chelsea just after that as well. I think we've got a bit of a system going. And if there's that's the last game of the season is against Liverpool. If there's a real significance to play in the last game of the season, for instance, maybe we're within a European place or something, then we'll come back. But I'm thinking within maybe 4 episodes, we'll be done with the Premier League and we'll be going on to the next season. But if you have enjoyed this episode of the Stoke City something in FM19, then do me a favour, smack that like button, subscribe to the channel for you, and until the next time, goodbye.